second of every day. Give it their all. It's a shortened season. There's no reason to take any rep off right now. And I would expect that going into a typical season. And I expect these guys – I expect to win every game. I mean, obviously, that's what every coach should say, right? We want to win every game. That's not, really possible. I guess that hasn't happened since 1987. But the point is we go into every game expecting to win and wanting to win. And that's what we're going to approach every day with. We're going to work our butts off to get to that point. And I tell everybody we're going to be the toughest, most aggressive team, not only in Division III, but hopefully in the country. And that's what I expect these guys to do.
So how are they handling the situation with fans? Are they allowed? Is there a certain amount?
Right now, we're the first 2 weeks the conference is doing no fans whatsoever across the board. So obviously, only workers and teams will be allowed in the gym for the first 2 weeks. After that, they're going to reevaluate. I think they're going to try to maybe see if we can get some students into games, obviously at a small capacity, really socially distanced. And I think at that point, after the first 2 weeks, it's going to be left up to each institution.
And so how will they do the scheduling as far as the nights you play? Are you playing like back-to-back games against opponents? How's that working?
We are playing back-to-back. So we're going either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. We'll be playing the same team each weekend. So essentially, the first weekend is a home stand against Birmingham Southern. So we'll play them Friday, Saturday, and then the following weekend we go to Center and we'll play them Saturday, Sunday. So that is kind of a model that we picked up from like what the Big South is doing and some of the other D1 conferences are doing this, and it seems to be working for them. So we picked up on that model.
I know that you are busy with your team. You're busy getting prepared for this first season as the head coach of Rhodes, and you've been there for a while now, so you've been the coach. You just haven't coached in an actual game. But I would imagine you're keeping an eye on everything else in college basketball, getting a chance to watch some games here and there. What is the problem, you think, with your alma mater? What's going on with Kentucky? I know they've had some slow starts, but is it 1-4 for Kentucky?
1-4, right.
Yeah, what is going on there, in your opinion?
Young team. I think Coach Cal he's letting them learn some hard lessons, and sometimes you gotta just let them throw them in the pool and make them swim. And I think he's doing that, and I think they're going to be fine. And at the same time, when you bring in that young of a team year in year out, you're going to have some speed bumps. But obviously, we know Coach Cal is an incredible coach, done an incredible job. He'll get them on track. I think by tournament time, they'll be a great basketball team. I really do. I think that they just had some issues that I don't know what the issues are, but we never know what's going on in the locker room or behind closed doors. But at the same time, you see the talents there. He's a heck of a coach, so he's going to get him in shape and get him back on track.
Well, your Kentucky may be struggling, but you've had a pretty good run here with the teams that you cheer for, haven't you?
I've had a heck of a run here. You and I got to watch the Dodgers win the World Series together, and then hoping to maybe see you tomorrow watching Notre Dame win an ACC championship, right?
Yeah, and you're a Lakers fan too, aren't you?
I'm a Lakers fan too. It's kind of. So I'm LA everything, right? LA everything for my pro sports, and then obviously growing up in Indiana, huge Notre Dame fan.
So why an LA fan of those teams?
You want to know? It's the dumbest thing, but it all comes down to Magic Johnson. I was just enamored by Magic Johnson as a basketball player and as a person. So as a little kid, I just fell in love with LA. Just his watching Magic and his lifestyle. You've seen him on TV, Hollywood, everything, and just fell in love with that as a kid. And so when I was a kid, I was like, I love the Lakers because of Magic, and then the Dodgers, and now that the Rams are back, I'm back on that bandwagon.
You're right there in Indiana growing up. You got a guy from French Lick named Larry Bird, and you fall in love with Magic in L.A.?
Isn't it crazy? My dad's the biggest Larry Bird fan, and I just love Magic. Just love Magic, and I still do.
He's the type.
Zoe's more Showtime. He's
Showtime.
He's a Showtime guy.
He's Zoe-time.
Hey, that's why I'm always begging you guys to get on the show. I want that like Magic.
There he is. He's Zotime. I like it. I just made a nickname
It's
for him.
unbelievable. I mean, you get the Dodgers win the World Series, the Lakers win the championship, and now Notre Dame is going to probably be in the playoff. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's like life's just good for Zoe right now.
Wait, should we be betting Notre Dame then against Clemson this weekend?
Yeah, sometimes luck's got to run out, right?
I'm staying out of that conversation, but I hope the luck doesn't run out. I hope it runs into Rose basketball, and we continue that streak going into February and March, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's for sure. But that's a pretty impressive run as a Cubs fan. That's an impressive run when you can just have all your teams keep winning championships. That's pretty good.
Happens every once in a while.
Got to keep it going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hey, you know what? We went through some dark times now. You know, Lakers weren't always. We're finally back on top there, and the Dodgers finally got over the hump. Now we need Notre Dame to get over the hump this year. Yeah.
And not only did the Dodgers, the Lakers win, but they're both they're both the clear favorites to win it again the next season.
I hope that stays that way for a long time.
A gluttony of riches. Zoe Goodson's the Rhodes men's basketball coach. They're getting ready to start the season, cranked up in January. What date again, the opener?
January 15th.
January 15th. You can follow Zoe on Twitter at Stephen Zoe Goodson. Zoe, as always, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays to you.
Hey, happy holidays, you guys. Thanks again for having me on.
Absolutely. Take care. All right, so last night, FanDuel gave you the opportunity, if you were a first-time bettor at FanDuel, to download the FanDuel app and to place $5 on Justin Herbert to throw one touchdown or more for $75 in winnings. Hopefully you took advantage of it. No one does football like FanDuel Sportsbook. All season long, FanDuel is bringing exclusive offers for the best games on the weekly slate. This Sunday is something you won't want to miss. Right now, new users can bet $10 to win $150 on either the Chiefs or the Saints. You heard that right. You can bet $10 to win $150 on either team. They're playing each other. You're going to win $150 if you bet $10. And with FanDuel Sportsbook, incredible odds promotions are just the beginning. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlays, exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events, and bet insurance to let you get more action out of every game day. So if you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, it's time to get off the sidelines and bet. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. Use promo code GASMAN to make your first deposit to claim your exclusive odds boost. Bet $10 to win $150 on either team to win the heavyweight matchup between the Chiefs and the Saints. That's promo code GASMAN. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. When we return, 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. Please jump on the phone lines right now if you'd like to participate. 360-8255. 360-8255. 10 in a row is next. This is Sports 56 Middays.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
At Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and they are offering the Golden Opportunity December to Remember sales event.
Thanks, Stats. December to Remember is our biggest sales event of the year. We've got great deals on leases, special financing, 0% interest on 2020s and 2021s. Come see us at Lexus of Memphis.
Thank you, Brian, and happy holidays to all and Merry Christmas, and we look so forward to 2021 and this year to forget 2020, but we look forward to 2021 at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland, or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Is your bank standing in the way of you and your sportsbook? Try Action 24/7. We're cutting out the middleman. Deposit or withdrawal in cash. No more bank delays or failures. Action 24/7 has more than 100 partners in Tennessee for cash deposits and withdrawals. Visit action247.com for a location. Cash deposits and withdrawals from your Tennessee sportsbook. Action247.com. You got action.
Must be 21 or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call 800-889-9789.
When you visit Navy Liquor at 7866 Highway 51 in Millington, you'll be treated like family by friendly, knowledgeable staff. Select are your favorite bourbon, vodka, scotch, beer, tequila, gin, and rum, as well as wines from all over the world. An amazing selection of sakis, too. Coldest beer in town. Beer kegs are available. Any beer, any wine, any liquor. You got the Navy Liquor hookup. Come see us, holiday or any other occasion. Navy Liquor, corner of Highway 51 and Navy Road in Millington.
It's on Mid-South employee pricing for all during the Big Finish 2020. So get ready to save big with 2021 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4-wheel drive. IIHS Top Safety Pick $22,990 or $296 a month. Or power up with 2020 Dodge Charger $24,890 or $299 a month. And we're talking Ram Tough in a 2020 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x2 $31,999 or $399 a month. It's time to get your ride on at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. 1901 Covington Pike or online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Almost finance through Chrysler Jeep Ram 3,500 cash down, Charger 4,500 cash down, 4.11 APR, Cherokee MD 15674, MSRP 28,050, Charger XST LH 248 348, MSRP 32,860, Ram LG 290 329, MSRP 37,855, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 12/31/20, dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour of Sports 56 Middays is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Friend of the show, Chris Vanini from The Athletic, said he asked Sunbelt Commissioner Keith Gill, there you go, that's his name, Keith Gill, if Coastal Carolina and Louisiana could play in a bowl game. He said, I heard the chatter. I get why it's exciting. It's not something I anticipate.
Like, I don't understand. They played already this year. Like, I don't know, like, why we are, like, desperate to see them play each other. They played. Coastal won the game at Lafayette.
Well, they make a big deal between what a regular season game is and what a conference championship game is. They get a chance to redeem themselves, but they won't get a chance to redeem themselves.
A bowl game is not a conference championship game either.
No, but just the fact that it was much anticipated, it was highly regarded, people wanted to see them play. So, yes, it has nothing to do with anything but having those two teams lock horns for a second time. That's all. Time now for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
All right, we need you to jump on the phone lines right now. 360-8255. This is an order. 360-8255 as we play 10 in a row. What are they playing for, Eli?
Today, we are going to go with $25 to Sweetgrass, $25 to 117 Prime, and I'm going to throw in the Christmas bonus of a $50 gift card to Miramichi Golf Course.
Nice. 25, 25, and 50. Captain Math will tell you that's $100 worth of gift cards. 360-8255. Here's the question. Top 10 current college basketball coaching win leaders. We're talking Division I basketball. They're currently Division I coaches. Top 10 current college basketball coaching win leaders. Make sense?
You mean active?
Active.
Okay.
Yeah, I said current. Active. Top 10 active college basketball coaching win leaders. If they're in the top 10 on the win list, but they're active. I'm not going to give you Adolph Rupp. I'm not going to throw in anybody that's not coaching. These are all active coaches. But are they in the top 10?
Okay, is it the top 10 overall or just top 10 among active guys?
Top 10 among active guys.
Okay.
Top 10 coaches among active coaches in college basketball.
360-8255 is the phone number, 360-8255, the First Bank phone line to play 10 in a row. Again, the winner will get a $25 gift certificate to Sweetgrass at Cooper Young, $25 gift certificate to 117 Prime downtown, and a $50 gift card to Miramichi Golf Course, which that can be used for greens fees or food and drink out there, however you want to use it out at Miramichi. And, of course, not great golf weather right now, but we'll get, it
won't expire
bad.
tomorrow.
It won't go bad on you. I'll
Right.
tell you that much.
Right.
So 360-8255, the phone number to play 10 in a row. First up is Coach. I wonder if Coach is on the
how
list.
y'all doing, man?
Hey, Coach. Coach should know coaching. All right, here we go. Top 10.
Y'all keep up. Hey, y'all keep up the good work too.
Thank
man. I
you,
really
Coach.
Listen, y'all, man.
Appreciate
Thanks, man.
that. All right, top 10 active college basketball coaching win leaders. Mark Few.
Number 8.
No, just yes or no. Are they in the top 10? Mark Few.
No.
Jim Boeheim.
Yes.
Tubby Smith.
God, that's a hard one. Tubby. No.
Mike Bray.
No.
Roy Williams.
Yes.
Bob Huggins.
Yes.
Kelvin Sampson.
Yes.
360-8255. Pretty good run for Coach. You can tell that was Coach's first time ever playing 10 in a row because you gave him a lot of leadway, and we appreciate the kind words from Coach. Folks, 360-8255. I know we're playing 10 in a row in the middle hour as opposed to normally at the end of the third hour on Fridays, but we need you to jump on the phone lines right now because, again, the prize package is super. 360-8255. Once again, Eli, the package.
It's $25 to Sweetgrass, $25 to 117 Prime, and $50 to Miramichi. I'm still confused on Coach there. He guessed Mark Few was 8th, but then said no, he's not in the top 10.
Well, he got it right.
That was just weird. I was like, wait a second, you just said he was number 8, but now you say no, he's not in the top 10.
He either had a change of heart.
8 is less than 10, correct?
He had a change of heart.
Oh, man, that was funny.
Let's get going.
That was funny. That just had me completely confused there for a moment. 360-8255, 360-8255 to play 10 in a row. Again, a total of $100 in the prize package going to the winner of 10 in a row today, which would make a nice little holiday stocking stuffer for somebody. Kevin is next. Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. Again, top 10 active college basketball coaching win leaders. So they're the 10 active coaches, not on the all-time list. Jay Wright.
No.
John Calipari.
Yes.
Bill Self.
Yes.
Leonard Hamilton.
No.
Rick Pitino.
No.
360-8255. Who's next?
I guess the question should be asked: what about vacated wins? Are you counting vacated
I ain't
wins?
dealing with the vacated wins. Rick's on the list. He's in there.
Well, it actually applies more to Calipari than Pitino.
That's right.
I wasn't asking about Pitino. I was just so I assume the vacate is you're counting the wins.
Counting the wins. The wins. Absolutely counting the wins.
360-8255.
I don't want to make this too complicated.
360-8255 to play 10 in a row, and Paul is next. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Morning, guys.
Morning. Almost afternoon.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Just FYI, Gibson's Donut.
Yes.
My son worked there many moons ago, and he was robbed there about 15 years ago.
I had no idea there were 24 hours. I thought they closed up at night.
The only time they close is Christmas Day and 4th of July at noon on 4th of July.
Well, thanks for the update. I'm glad everybody's doing fine as far as that. Maybe mentally they're shaken up, but certainly physically they're okay. All right, here we go. Top 10 active college basketball coaching win leaders. Mark Few.
No.
Jim Boeheim.
Yes.
Tubby Smith.
No.
Mike Bray.
No.
Roy Williams.
Yes.
Bob Huggins.
Yes.
Kelvin Sampson.
No.
Ben Howland.
Yes.
360-8255. He's up there, but not top 10.
Next up is Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up?
Jay Wright.
Yes.
360-8255. Top 10 active college basketball coaching win leaders.
Let's see. Next is Jimmy. Hello, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Hello.
Hello. Here we go. Mark Few.
Yes.
360-8255. We're regressing here.
Cedric is next. Hey, Cedric.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Cedric. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, here we go. Jay Wright.
No.
John Calipari.
Yes.
Bill Self.
Yes.
Leonard Hamilton.
No.
Rick Pitino.
No.
We've missed twice on Rick. He's active.
Next up is George. Hey, George.
George.
Hey, let's go.
Mark
Let's
Few.
go.
Let's go. Mark Few.
Mark Few, no.
Jim Boeheim.
Yes.
Tubby Smith.
No.
Mike Bray.
No.
Roy Williams.
Yes.
Bob Huggins.
No.
360-8255.
George sounded like he wanted to fight.
Well,
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I think George was trying to remember maybe other callers, so I thought he was going to nail it, but obviously missed on Huggins.
Let's go to Art. Hey, Art.
Art.
Hey, guys.
Art, you want to go?
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Jay Wright.
No.
John Calipari.
Yes.
Bill Self.
Yes.
Leonard Hamilton.
No.
Rick Pitino.
Yes.
Mark Turgeon.
No.
Rick Barnes.
Yes.
Mike Krzyzewski.
Yes.
Jim Larinaga.
No.
Jamie Dixon.
No.
There's your winner. There's your winner. Little hesitation on Larinaga because he's been around for a long time. He's way up there, but not top 10.
Art, congratulations,
Good job,
sir.
Art.
Hold on. And Gabe will tell you how you're going to get your prize.
You doing any second chance here?
You
got one Jimmy. The other Jimmy just dropped off.
Well, I'll give this Jimmy a shot.
All right, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
How are you?
Hi, give me a shot.
All right, let's go for it here. Mark Few.
No.
Jim Boeheim.
Yes.
Tubby Smith.
No.
Mike Bray.
No.
Roy Williams.
Yes.
Bob Huggins.
Yes.
Kelvin Sampson.
No.
Ben Howland.
No.
Bruce Weber.
No.
Randy Bennett.
Yes.
Oh, missed on the last one. Good try, Jimmy, but congratulations to Art. He is our winner this week on 10 in a row.
So Mark is a few wins short.
What's that?
Mark is a few wins short.
It's a knee slapper.
Eli has been on fire today.
Zingers.
Tip the waiters and waitresses. Try the veal. Eli will be at Zany's on Tuesday in Cleveland, Ohio.
What is the cutoff for the top 10 as far as number of wins?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'll try to find that during the break. But it's amazing when you look that up and you see how many wins Krzyzewski has. Just go, my gosh. It's pretty incredible. All right, so coming up, hour 3. A lot of basketball talk. Matt Dillon, Tiger Basketball Report to start off the hour. Then Joe Mullinax on the Grizzlies. This is Sports 56 Middays on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5 FM.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you are treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Spend the holidays at home this year with a little help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure has so many spas on order. Now's your time to really save big. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, arcades, massage chairs, and a whole lot more. Buy a pool now and save the 2021 price increase. Plus, you'll get early installation scheduling. The Holidays at Home sale happening now at Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun come together for the holidays.
Swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops this holiday season for the hottest gifts from TaylorMade. The Sim Shape in Motion series featuring the Sim, Sim Max, and Sim Max D type families. Find increased speed and distance with Sim. And be sure to stock up and save on TaylorMade TP5 and TP5X golf balls, now only $39.99. Come into Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, your holiday headquarters since 1968, and shop online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Corky's is the answer for your holiday feast. Turkey, hams, and all the fixins'. Oh, by the way, try our new Southern Layer cakes. Order at corkysbbq.com and save $5.
It's on Mid-South employee pricing for all during the Big Finish 2020. So get ready to save big with 2021 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4-wheel drive. IIHS top safety pick $22,990 or $296 a month. Or power up with 2020 Dodge Charger $24,890 or $299 a month. And we're talking Ram Tough in a 2020 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x2 $31,999 or $399 a month. It's time to get your ride on at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. 1901 Covington Pike or online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Almost finance through Chrysler Jeep Ram 3500 cash down, Charger 4500 cash down, 4.11 APR, Cherokee MD 15674, MSRP 28050, Charger XST LH 248 MSRP 32860, Ram LG 290 329 MSRP 37855, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 12/31/20, dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
He was a hard-headed man. He was brutally handsome. She was terminally pretty.
Having fun on a Friday, final hour for us today here on Middays. Then we'll hand things over to John Hart. Got Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio coming your way from 1 to 3, followed by Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stats. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Gabe Kuhn. We're in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whidden Road, just north of I-40. Third hour of the program is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at 5143 Quince Road. It's right next door to Three Little Pigs Barbecue. They carry local products. They are locally owned and operated, and it's all about convenience and service at East Memphis Ace Hardware. They have a state-of-the-art key center and a full-time locksmith on duty. Rekeying door locks. Look, they have exclusivity on the replacement Duracell key fobs. They got a program for that where they can beat dealer prices hands down, sometimes by 30 to 50%. East Memphis Ace Hardware is designed for the homeowner. They have a full variety of Benjamin Moore paints and the experts to help you choose the right colors. Ace can take care of your plumbing challenges. They can cut glass, including plexiglass, sharpen your lawnmower blades. They have a new garden center. Best price on Birdseed, the latest models on Weber and Traeger grills. They got the very popular Big Green Egg. You still cranking out some good food on that, Eli?
Oh, yep. Got a steak ready to cook on it tonight, as a matter of fact.
Air filters, light bulbs. If you need screens repaired, they can do that. Come to Ace for your home maintenance projects. Your neighborhood Ace in East Memphis for convenience, service, knowledge, and price. Online, acehardware.com, where they offer free shipping. Call them at 901-683-8688 with any questions you have. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 7, Sunday 10 to 4. Again, third hour sponsor of Middays is East Memphis, Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road. Time now to talk Memphis Tigers basketball. It's our Tiger Basketball Report. And bringing us to the action is the one and only Matt Dillon, Tigers basketball radio analyst, who has been with us for years. And we appreciate another season with Matt, who joins us now on Sports 56 Middays. Mr. Dillon, how are you?
I'm doing fine, fellas. After a couple of interesting games by the Tigers, one not so good on one loss side, and the other one pretty good. So got a couple of games that way and came out at 500.
Matt, it seems like we are right now putting a lot on the shoulders of young DeAndre. I shouldn't say young DeAndre Williams. He's 23 or 24 years old, but as far as his tenure with Memphis, it's extremely young. One game, and all of a sudden we're looking at him as a possible savior.
Well, that's what people are thinking. Absolutely. A nice debut for that gentleman, no question about it. He's an experienced player, Greg. I mean, think about it. He's been through a lot up there at Evansville, and I think he's probably matured a little bit, all the things that's happened to him in the last year or so. He sat out of high school, and he's a little older and a little more mature and set in his ways. I'll tell you one thing about him, though, but he comes in and gives you a lift. There's no question about that, and it didn't take him long to make his effects on this basketball team. So nice to have another body like that. With Andrews not going the other night, kind of gives you another option there. He's a different kind of 6'9" guy. Andrews a little bulkier and everything else, but boy, I tell you what, aggressiveness. DeAndre Williams is aggressive. I'll tell you what, he hadn't backed down anybody on either end. Had 6 rebounds the other night, and double figures with 10 points. Would have a lot more if he got to the free throw line and bag some free throws. That was an interesting sequence there. We asked him after the game if he was fatigued. He said, "No, I just was so excited I didn't get in my rhythm." And as you guys well know, free throw shooting's rhythm. That's what you do. You go to the line, do the same thing every time, and it's kind of contagious on the team. And they started missing them. Seemed like everybody started missing them, with the exception of Landers, and then Jaden Hardaway got to 4 in a row. But other than that, a lot of people missed some free throws the other night.
The Tiger Basketball Report brought to you by Paradise Cafe, Collierville Auto Center, Central Barbecue, Crab Kings, Southall Cafe, Ben Swinger Glass, and A&J's Catfish Station. So in that game the other night, Matt, what did you see? After they get off to the fast start and then they blow that lead there in the last part of the first half, what did you see that changed that they weren't doing anymore from what got them to the big lead to begin with?
Well, what happened when they went to the reserves, that the spacing quit. One of the keys I was talking about before the start of the game was that proper spacing. You got to move that ball against their zone. They're different type team. They'll play different matchup zones on you. And the reserves came in. They just started, hey, let's don't space, and I'm going to take the first shot maybe in the shot clock. And that lead just whittled away because, it's interesting. Hunter's teams play very hard. And you look at him now, he's a guy that's very animated and kind of gets his teams fired up. And if you don't attack that zone defense, you're going to have trouble. And I thought they took some shots that probably Coach Hardaway didn't want, obviously. And once it starts going the other way, sometimes it's hard to get back to where you were. But I thought the first, part of the game, Eli, they moved the ball probably better spacing-wise and passed the ball against his own defense than they had all year. Now, Hunter made some adjustments. They brought the big guy up and right at the free throw line, and you couldn't flash, and they stopped that, and they did some things trying to jam people, and as soon as the ball would go kick back out, he'd fall back in there. So there was an adjustment there, didn't recognize some of the things they were doing, and I think that was a big thing. Again, against the zone, you got to move the basketball. And you really do, and spacing is very important against it. You got to attack the baseline and the corners, flash some guy in the middle, and at first, when they went to the corners, they popped some threes early, got the lead. Looked very good, and I guess it's an indication, again, of a team that's still trying to find everybody together. They went into a drought at the end of that first half, and, of course, Tulane gets back in the basketball game, and it's a struggle the rest of the night.
Matt, since Penny took over the program, first thing he said was we're going to try to play extremely fast, score the most points in the country of any team, and play the best defense of any team. Defensively, they've been really, really good. The numbers prove that out. Offensively, they have not been. And I understand also him going deeper on his bench because he wants to play faster. At least that's what he wanted to do. And he said, we'll give a few guys a spell, and then we'll bring somebody else in, then we'll bring somebody else in, playing fast. But it doesn't seem like it's just that. It seems like he's really trying to figure out rotation and who's going to run the point. He's mixing and matching. They use so many different lineups in that Tulane game, and that has been a recurring theme all season long. What do you think about that, and that Penny is using a lot of players, a lot of different lineups, and there doesn't seem, in my opinion, to be a lot of continuity?
Well, it's tough to do that. I mean, to me, you almost have to shorten the rotation a lot of times, because if you get to playing 10, 11, 12 guys, it's hard to really mix and match guys sometimes. First off, the point guard position, I think you made a point, and I think it's excellent. They got to settle on somebody there, and I don't think right now Coach Hardaway is happy with every guy he's tried. Some things he's liked and some things he hasn't. Now, again, I thought Baugh had a chance, and then they gave him a chance and an opportunity. The other night, he got 20 minutes, 4 points, and got 3 assists. But he looked, again, I think a little bit. I don't know what it was the other night. And then Alex comes in. Alex is kind of a different player. He'll really get you going sometimes, and other times you kind of look at yourself saying, "Wow, why did he do that?" But
right.
He was in at the end, which I think is an indication Coach Hardaway has some confidence in him. But if those two guys don't do it, I mean, who do you move over there? That's the thing you got to ask. You can put Lester there. I mean, he's really not a point guard, but you can play him a little bit if you have to. Jay Hardaway can play some. Well, those guys are more in tune to being off the ball and doing some things, but nobody's really solidified that point guard position yet. And you got 2 guys fighting for it, and of course, they're teammates and they want each other to succeed. But one of the guys got to step up and say, "Hey, this will be my position." Right now, they just haven't been able to do that. And I think you look over Tulane, you got Walker. He's the guy that was the point guard for them. It was settled. You try different people there, but that point guard position is something certainly has to be, I guess, addressed and looked at, and just have to, I guess, go with the guys and maybe try one guy and see what he does, and then put the other guy in and see if he can do it. Although Alex, I thought, did make some nice plays down to the end of the thing when they needed them. He did some things that maybe that settled the team down a little bit. And I think Coach Hardaway certainly has enough confidence in him. They've been together so long that I think that's one of the things. But, mass substitution, it's hard to do that, Greg, and it really is. I mean, you look at successful teams, they'll play 7 or 8 guys at the end. I mean, it's hard to do that. I don't know. And then, again, you got such talent, you want to keep people happy. If you got somebody sitting over there, that's not getting very many minutes, and then, do they lose interest? Or didn't you put them up? Are they going to be ready? That's another question you go through. Now, here's the thing for Lance Thomas. Now you've got Williams, playing at 6'9", but basically the 4 position. That's where Lance plays. How many minutes is he going to get? At this point going forward. The good thing though, you can use Lance in situations where Dandridge doesn't play, like the other night. But then you got Dandridge back in there. Here's another guy that on the front line. What kind of minutes is he going to get? So it's a hard thing to balance. That's one of the hardest things to me at coaching basketball is balancing guys. Those platoon things, people try them. They're really difficult to get established. You want to get 7 or 8 guys and get a continuity. And I think you put it best. The continuity is just not there yet, and that's what he's looking for.
You mentioned Lester at the point guard position. I heard Wolo talk about this yesterday, and it got me thinking. I mean, could they go with it would be a massive size-wise starting lineup. Could you go with Lester, Nolly, Williams, Jeffrey, Cisse in the starting lineup?
You could. I think the problem to me now, personally, I think it'd be hard to do it, but you could do it. But here's the thing with Lester, though, when a quick guard gets out on him, that's tough. That's hard for him to be able to do that. He's not a natural guy to handle a ball like that. And when you got a guy on you and he dribbles a little bit high sometimes because of his height, You got to really bend down. You got to protect that ball. That's one thing about a point guard position that separates a lot of them. You can protect that ball, you're going to play a lot because guys are swiping at you all the time. They're doing that. It's hard for a guy 6'5", 6'6" to play that position and do that. Now, he could, and I guess you could do it, but, boy, rebounding power, you'd have a lot of power rebounding. The glass would be something that really would be hard for other teams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just trying to match up size-wise against that lineup would be impossible for teams.
Be very difficult. Now, will they turn the ball over? I think that's the question you got to ask yourself. I mean, could somebody press them and make them get uncomfortable, handle the ball being that big? I mean, I don't know. That's a question. Lester's a hard-nosed player now, but, he's played the point a little bit, but he's comfortable off the ball to me. He's so active. You take him off the ball, and he cuts off screens and does things, and
I thought the other night when they put him at the free throw line there, I thought that was, and I thought that was probably the best game I think I've seen him play.
No question. You attack that zone right at the free throw line. That's what I was talking about the other night. You've got a chance. That's one of the weak places. Flash him in there, and he's very strong. He can operate with the ball when he gets it. So I don't know. Do you want to put him there or put him out front? But you have the option to do that at least for short periods of time, which would be a nightmare for the other team to match up with. That'd be very difficult.
What does it mean for Boogie? He had the first game of the year in the tournament in South Dakota. He was sensational, and has not been the same. And against in the last game in the win against Tulane, wasn't even used that much. I mean, as you said, there's a lot of players. He has a lot of choices to make. He has to figure out his rotation. I'm not sure if he's going to cut it down. If not, you're talking about 11 guys with Ahmad Rand looking like the odd man out. But what about Boogie Ellis?
I think he's one of those players, and you probably heard me say this, Greg, a lot of times before. If you don't make shots, some guys, other parts of the game seem to suffer. He's a scorer.
Right.
I mean, he is. I mean, and he's not making shots or doesn't get a lot of shots. I think it maybe, he's still he's young. He's only a sophomore. Does it bother him a little bit sometimes? I think maybe in other parts of his games go down. He can be a good defender when he wants to be. When he's really into the game, and it's a mental thing. Basketball's such a mental deal with a lot of guys. I mean, you have to have the right, I think, frame of mind to come in and do that. Now, he's been a starter probably all his life. Even when back in high school, I'm sure he probably didn't sit on the bench very much. He was the guy, and he comes in, started last year. Now, do you have him coming off the bench? I mean, is he happy in that role? There's a lot of things with coaching you have to, go through. Now, I think for him, the big thing is having the right frame of mind and hitting shots and being able to get his shots. And I think that's something that not only 3 field goal attempts the other night, 1 3-point attempt, didn't score.
How many minutes did he end up playing, Matt?
Amazing.
How many minutes did he play at Tulane?
Played 14 minutes the other night.
Okay.
It didn't seem like it was that much actually doing the game. It seemed like it was fewer than that. But second half, not much at all. And, he's in there first when things were going pretty good. But he's a guy that needs to make shots because when he makes shots, it really helps him and elevates the team as well. And I think for him, he's got to mentally challenge himself. If the role has changed, he's got to go in and say, look, this is what I have to do, and I got to fight my way back in there. And this is a team with talent now, guys. I mean, you're going to have to earn your minutes on this team. And that's something that, Coach Hardaway, he said, look, hey, I'm going to play the best people that are playing good right now. And it's hard to divvy out minutes, boy, when you've got some talent. And, of course, now Williams adds another dimension to it. There's no question about that. He's a very talented guy. A lot of questions have to be answered. And you're still early in the year. You don't have the big non-conference schedule you had before. You can kind of iron some of these things out. You go right into league play, which is a different animal altogether. It's changed things a little bit. And talking about that, I mean, here we got some games already, are going on in the league. Well, if you can't play, my question is, and I brought this up to all the guys the other night, I said, are you going to be able to get all these games in?
That's going to be tough.
League games, are you going to be able to schedule them all? Because let's say that Tulsa, can't play us. Okay, well, we're going to play, let's say a month from now, whatever. Well, what if one of these other what if we get in trouble again with COVID, or they do, or something? You're going to jam all these games up again. They cut the schedule down where you don't play as many games in a week. to try to get gaps in it where you can do it. But are you going to be able to get all these games in at the end? You're going to have the same thing you had in football, and you get to the end. Well, here's Temple. They haven't played a game yet.
Yeah, that's going to happen. So, I think it's impossible to think you're going to get all 20 games in.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Greg. And Eli, if that happens or not, I mean, what are you going to do about seeing for the tournament? A lot of other things down the road. So, you could miss 3 or 4 games in a row.
See, that's
theoretically.
I thought they would
going to miss everything. It's going to be a real question to see how they're going to pull this off. I think.
I thought they would jam more here early, knowing that if you get these missed, then you could still have time to schedule them later. Whereas they're giving these big gaps here early, and then
good point.
You can't get these days back in between, so that's going to be interesting. You mentioned Tulsa; they had a loss to Wichita State. A close game. They came back and then couldn't quite complete the comeback against Wichita State. Just looking at their numbers, in some ways similar to Memphis, in that they're pretty good defensively, have struggled offensively, can't shoot the three at all. Free throw percentage is terrible. What do you expect from Tulsa on Monday?
Well, you're going to see some more zone. No question about that. And you're going to see a 4-guard lineup. They're going to press you and try to make you turn the ball over. That's what they want. That's how they generate points. That's one thing his teams are traditionally good at doing. And I think one thing they maybe need to do is put that tape up last year up at Tulsa, because, to be honest, guys, I've been games for a long time. I've never seen anything like that. That was an experience that I don't think I've ever been through before at any level, because that game was just, it got away from them early. Mm-hmm. And, Hates teams will do that. That's what they try to do. They make you play ugly, and they did up there. Now, they're a completely almost different team again. They lose 3 or 4 guys, and he goes out and gets 4 D1 transfers. He's got a JUCO guy that just come in, but he, for some reason, is able to mesh guys together. And a lot of people don't realize they tied for first last year in the league. They were 13-5.
Well, the guy can coach, right? The guy can coach, and you know what, Matt? It might be a situation where Tulsa get him early, and Memphis has him early on the schedule, even though they're going to play him again later in Tulsa. But you get him early because I'm sure that chemistry will happen over time, because Haith is a good coach to get the guys together and find cohesiveness.
He does. His guys play hard and they play together. That's the thing about it. And, they're a team that tries to turn you over and generate offense. So they're in the half court. They're running ISOs, a lot of guard stuff. You'll see 3 or 4 guard lineup. Yeah, he doesn't really have traditionally a big team. He'll have one big guy maybe, and they've got one center guy and one forward guy that play a little bit. But they're guards. They come out and they pressure and they try to make you play very ugly. Now, they've had a couple of games already. They've lost. Arkansas at home, and Oral Roberts, they were supposed to play them across town. That's gone.
Yeah.
A couple of games they've missed, so they're kind of searching for things right now as well. And they're a club that they just gritty. They're like a blue collar guys to me. Some of the guys you didn't heard much about them, but they come in, they play very good basketball, and he's won 321 games in his career, so he's doing something right. And they feel like it seems like they play well against us all the time. Even the times the Tigers had beaten them, it had been a struggle going against them. So we'll see how they do against the Golden Hurricane.
The Tiger Basketball Report brought to you by Crab Kings, Central Barbecue, Collierville Auto Center, Paradise Cafe, Binswanger Glass, A&J's Catfish Station, and Southall Cafe.
All right, Matt. Matt will be on the call with Wolo on Monday, the Tigers and Tulsa, and catch him every Friday during the time period now, 12 o'clock time period for the Tiger Basketball Report. Thank you, Matt. Have a great weekend.
All right, guys. Now, if you're down there Monday, wave at me up there. I'm up in I'll wave and say hello.
We'll send a carrier pigeon up to you with a note.
Right,
thank you, man.
Have a good weekend.
Yep, you too. Appreciate it. Platinum Jewelers is the jewelers of the stars. Who wears jewelry from Platinum and endorses it? How about Jaron Jackson Jr., D'Angelo Williams, Anthony Miller, Mike Miller, Joe Theismann, Stephen Gostowski, just to name a few. But you don't have to be a Memphis sports star to wear jewelry from Platinum Jewelers. They have something for everyone. Christmas a week from today. Who wouldn't want jewelry under the Christmas tree? Open up that box and it's a nice piece of jewelry, whether it's a watch or a ring or a pair of earrings, whatever the case may be. They specialize in bridal engagement rings. I know there'll be a lot of people getting engaged over Christmas, and they can customize what you're looking for. Even from a photo, they can customize that ring. In addition, Platinum Jewelers has a huge selection of pre-owned Rolex watches and other luxury brands. As I mentioned, earrings and bracelets, rings of all types, a wide variety. They'll also pay top dollar for your gold, your diamonds, and your Rolexes. They can appraise your jewelry. They can do repair work. Platinum has been serving the greater Memphis area for over 20 years, your one-stop shop for all your jewelry repairs, or jewelry work. 2 convenient locations at 9387 Poplar Avenue in Germantown. That's next to the Fresh Market. 545 Perkins Extended at Poplar. That's in East Memphis. You can call them at 901-907-0626. And make sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram. When you visit them, when you call, ask for Preston Hudson. Tell Preston you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays. It's Platinum Jewelers, the jewelers of the stars. When we return, well, I mentioned Jaren Jackson Jr. wearing jewelry from Platinum. Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, the gang are getting ready for their final preseason game tomorrow. I know JJJ's out right now, but John Morant isn't, and he's been sensational. We'll talk to Joe Mullinax not only about what's happened so far in the preseason, but obviously what's upcoming as the regular season begins on Wednesday with a home game against San Antonio Spurs. Joe is next. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
I just left those Ford and Toyota dealers.
Be a Gossett Kia 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So you think you're a Romeo, playing a part in a picture show. We'll take the long way home.
Welcome back, everybody. 12:32 the time. Final half hour for us today here on Middays. Final half hour for us this week. We'll hand things over to John Harden. Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio starting at 1 o'clock. This weekend, we're very busy here on Sports 56. We'll have the Ole Miss LSU game, assuming that game will take place, Eli. I haven't heard anything different.
Yep, looks like it is going to be played.
12:30. Then we'll have Saturday night NFL football for you. Panthers and the Packers starting at 7. Sunday double dip with the Pats and the Dolphins starting at noon. Browns and Giants to follow. And then Monday night, it's the Steelers and the Bengals. Time to talk some Grizzlies. Their final preseason game will be tomorrow against the Hawks. And then on Wednesday, they tip off the regular season against the Spurs in Memphis, a 72-game season. And joining us now is our good friend, Joe Mullinax, the site manager of SB Nation's Grizzly Bear Blues. You can follow him on Twitter at Joe Mullinax. Hey, Joe.
Hey, guys. How are y'all doing? Thanks for having me back on. I'm excited to be back here.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. How's the weather there in your neck of the woods? What is it, Virginia, D.C. area? How much snow did you guys get?
Yeah. I'm in northern Virginia, about 30 minutes outside of D.C. We got about an inch or two with some ice on top, and we were out of school for 2 days, and we had a 2-hour delay today. So I know you're familiar with the area. That's par for the course. Whenever a little bit of frozen precipitation falls from the skies, everybody loses their mind. But
oh my gosh, yeah.
We're finishing up the school year. I'm a teacher by trade. We're finishing that up today, or not the school year, the calendar year today, and we head into winter break. One of the pros of working in education, especially in this virtual world that I'm living in here in Northern Virginia. I know lots of different states are handling it differently.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So, are you everything virtual, or are there kids in classrooms there?
There are select kids in classrooms. Here we have started the process of bringing back kindergartners and first graders to a hybrid style where they come in 2 days a week so they can meet all the CDC guidelines and all that stuff, which I'm grateful for, and my wife is grateful for, because we have a kindergartner in our house, and she lights up literally every time she gets to go see her teacher and friends in person. So they have the kids wearing masks. My daughter wears a mask for 8 hours a day, and she's smiling under that thing when I pick her up on her. I go get her today, as a matter of fact, here in a few hours. So it's possible to do it and do it safely. We haven't had any outbreaks here, and she's been going back twice a week for about a 6-week period. So hopefully we can continue to start getting, especially the young ones. Virtual kindergarten never should have been a thing.
Absolutely. Well, your other job, of course, as I mentioned, is being the site manager of SB Nation's Grizzly Bear Blues. You guys do a great job, so you've been keeping certainly an eye on what's happening with the Grizzlies, writing about the Grizzlies with your staff. And so far, 3 preseason games down, 1 to go. I don't know how to look at this. They've looked great. They've played Minnesota. They beat them up twice. They played the Hawks. They beat them up. Are they that good? Is it the caliber of competition they're playing? Should we take anything out of the preseason?
As with most things in life, I think the truth kind of lies in the middle, right? I believe that Minnesota's really bad, and I think that's the main takeaway from those 2 preseason games up in Minnesota, because you have a first pick in Anthony Edwards who looked really out of sorts and really hasn't played well at all. And again, it's the preseason, and these rookies have had less time than ever before to prepare for an NBA season. So I do think this year needs to kind of be a wash in some ways. But at the same time, they have a lot of guys back from that Minnesota team. It's not like they're completely redone like the Hawks are in a lot of ways. So Minnesota's just a bad basketball team. And I think they're going to try to compete, but they're going to realize very quickly that's not the boat they're in, and they'll probably be sellers by the trade deadline. Atlanta's different, right? Because Atlanta, all we heard during the brief offseason was, they're bringing in Gallinari and Rajon Rondo and Bogdanovich, and they're going to be a lot better. They're trying to win now. And for the first half of last night's game, that kind of held true. And again, it's the preseason, and we do want to caution folks to not make too many big takeaways from preseason action. But the Grizzlies, especially in this third game, it'll be interesting to see how they treat Saturday, but I've always kind of seen them, and from hearing Taylor Jenkins in his quotes, it kind of sounds like he's going to treat it like an NFL preseason. Like he questioned whether or not, and this has been it was about a week ago that I asked him this, so it may have changed in the 7 days or so since. But John Morant may not play tomorrow night. Like, he didn't sound committed when I asked a week ago to the idea of Ja playing in all 4 games.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him.
He certainly doesn't need it. He doesn't look like he needs it.
Sure. So I think if you're applying that old NFL preseason thought process where last night was the dress rehearsal and Saturday, Jonas, Dylan, Ja, maybe none of those guys play, and there hasn't been – that's speculation on my part. I don't have any reporting or anything like that. If you apply that assumption, then they went into last night's game, and Coach Jenkins did say that they had scouted a little bit more for Atlanta than they did Minnesota. Coming out in that second half, they ran the Hawks off the floor, and that, to me, was the most impressive part of this preseason so far. That game, both in terms of the first half, where they didn't play as well, and they were still up 2 at halftime. Aside from a red-hot Dylan Brooks and Ja playing, pretty steady, it's not like the Grizzlies were doing anything really well in the first half against Atlanta. Then in the third quarter, they just ran them off the gym. They ran them out of the gym, off the court. So I think it's a combination of things. I do think the Grizzlies, and I've said this all along, guys, the Western Conference is going to be brutal outside of Oklahoma City, and it looks like Minnesota. Everybody else thinks they can make the playoffs, so it's going to be a really competitive conference. I think that Memphis could be better than they were last year and still not make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They'll be in the play-in conversation, but I think that it's realistic to say at this point that the Grizzlies could be better, and obviously Jaren Jackson Jr. being out, Justice Winslow being out, those things loom large. The Grizzlies will likely, I think it's probably fair to say at this point, after watching 3 preseason games, be better than they were last year. What that means in terms of them competing in a loaded Western Conference, that's kind of left up to the observer. I'm hesitant to say they're one of the top 8 teams in the West, but I also find it hard to believe that there's 5 teams better than them, if that makes sense. So I think that 9-10 seed range makes a lot of sense for where the Grizzlies are, as they are with Jaren and Justice eventually coming back.
What's been your impression of? I guess Desmond Bane is the one to really focus on as far as playing time, and what are your expectations for the rookies?
I wrote a piece about Desmond Bane a couple of weeks ago, and I know Anthony Sane in the morning show has a similar take to me on this. I think Desmond Bane should start. That is my personal opinion. I understand the logic behind Grayson Allen. I just think Grayson is better suited, given his talent and skill set, to be a reserve and provide that scoring punch that you hoped he would give or hope he will give to the starters in that reserve role. D'Anthony Melton makes a ton of sense. And to me, that should be the debate. Like, in my opinion, Grayson Allen should be that reserve guy. And it should be Melton versus Bane. And I think that where Bane is different from Tillman, who, has been dealing with some injury stuff, he struggled in that first preseason game with the size and the speed of other NBA bigs, is Bane has a skill set where he's elite at something right now. He is an elite three-point shooter right now. Tillman is not that yet. You could say maybe the thing he's best at is his passing in terms of translating from Michigan State to the NBA, but he's not elite at that. Bane is an elite three-point shooter, and he can also create off the dribble. He also has an NBA frame. A lot of people make a lot of his negative wingspan, right? He's 6'6", but he has like a 6'4.5" wingspan. If you look at Desmond Bane, he's built like a freight train. He looks like a tank in terms of the way that he's built up his body and his musculature. So I obviously that doesn't help with wingspan. But my point is he can finish at the rim. He has the size and the strength to do that. People talk about his handle. I'm not as concerned about that. People talk about how loose his handle is, but he gets to the basket almost at will. If anything, in the preseason games that we've watched, he misjudges the speed of an NBA wing, and he tries to throw a bounce pass in transition, and it gets intercepted by somebody, and that creates a transition opportunity for the opposition. That's been the biggest thing that I've noticed. And that's something that as a rookie, he will continue to get more used to the way the NBA game is played. So he's elite as a three-point shooter. He can create off the dribble. I think especially alongside Dillon Brooks, he can defend the lesser of 2 starting NBA wings. At the very least, the same as Grayson Allen. Let's not act like Grayson Allen is some elite defender, because he's not. If you want to say D'Anthony Melton instead of Desmond Bane as a starter, I could get behind that. There's logic there. I just don't see Grayson in that spot. And I do think when the 2 rookies that aren't on two-way contracts, Desmond Bane looks more likely at this stage to get early minutes in the rotation than Tillman, because there are more tools in the toolkit of Bane to combat the lack of a summer league, the lack of a full preseason in terms of just coming out of TCU than Tillman has coming out of Michigan State. That doesn't mean Tillman won't be helpful in the future. It just means that in the here and now, given the circumstances, Bane will probably make it a more immediate impact.
Joe, any concern about the strength of Ja's shoulders to carry the weight that he's carrying with this franchise?
No. Isn't that awesome to say, guys?
Yes.
Like, it's just the fact that, and we give a lot of credit to this front office, the biggest thing that they've gotten right fell into their lap in terms of getting Ja Morant. They've done a lot of other things right that they were savvy about in their moves, but just the luck that the city of Memphis had to move up and get Ja Morant, and to have this young man who, and we've talked about this before, his story parallels the spirit of Memphis so much in terms of being that underdog that has a chip on his shoulder. He just plays the game in a beautifully violent way. And I mean that as one of the highest compliments I can give him, because he is so in control of what's happening on the floor. For 3 games now, he's been the best player on the floor. And in those 3 games, you've had the likes of Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Trae Young, John Collins on the floor with Ja at the same time. And if you watch those games, Ja Morant was the best player in all 3 of them. So, and Trae Young was an all-star. Karl Anthony Towns, I believe, has been an all-star in the past. D'Angelo Russell has been an all-star in the past. So I think the progression of Ja Morant in terms of being a 21-year-old who, you're exactly right, he's going to be asked to do more than any 21-year-old point guard should be asked to do. I'm sure others have been asked to do it in the past. Maybe Trae Young's a good example, depending on how old he was as a rookie, especially after the Luka Doncic trade, all the eyes that were on Trae Young. But you look at Ja and how he was able to, without Jaren, without Justice in the bubble, put that team in a position to still be 2 wins away from the playoffs. With Anthony Tolliver starting at the 4, no disrespect to Anthony Tolliver, but he shouldn't be starting on a playoff team at this stage. The fact that he was able to do that and have the game that he had while banged up in that play-in against Portland on the grandest stage of his career to that point, at least on the professional level, if you want to argue the NCAA tournament being a little bit different, I could hear that. But professionally, that was the biggest stage, and he played his tail off. You see him investing defensively, which Trae Young has never done. You see John Morant being a rim protector at times, attacking the glass as a rebounder. I think his per 36 stats through 3 preseason games, he's averaging like 7.5 rebounds a game. Like this is a guy who gets it. He understands that he needs to get his teammates involved, that he needs to invest on the defensive end, that he needs to be selfless and really a creator for himself. And that was something that people critiqued Marc Gasol about a long time ago. Sometimes the best shot is your shot. And I think John Morant is understanding that. He gets that there's going to be times where the team just needs him to get to the basket at will, which he's capable of doing, and score. And he did that multiple times against the Hawks on Thursday night. So I think he's capable of doing it. Now, what does that capability mean? Are they going to be a top 4 seed in the Western Conference before Jaren Jackson Jr. comes back? Absolutely not. Is he going to be able to keep them in the play-in conversation, that 8, 9, 10 seed level within a game or two up until Jaren and Justice come back? I think he can, especially, guys, when you look at the first part of their schedule. Yeah. It's not that formidable. Now, it gets a lot harder the second half of this 36-game slate, the way that they've done the schedule release half and half. The second half of it's a lot harder, but I think Memphis has an opportunity. I think they have 2 games against the Lakers early on in early January. LeBron James isn't going to play in both of those games. You're going to have a shot to knock off some teams that you're not supposed to beat, or you won't be able to beat when the going gets tough in the spring, and pick up some wins to be able to, when you have an off night, God forbid something happens and Ja has to miss a week or two, there's going to be moments and opportunities where they can gain ground and pick up some victories that maybe they shouldn't have. And to see Ja Morant playing this well this early tells me that is more than just a pipe dream. It's a possibility given how the schedule lines up and the level of play that Morant is displaying right now.
He is Joe Moenack, site manager of SB Nation's Grizzly Bear Blues. They do a tremendous job in covering your Memphis Grizzlies. Make sure to follow Joe on Twitter at Joe Moenack. Stay warm, stay safe, Joe. We'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Same to you guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, Joe. Great stuff as always. Joe Moenack's joining us from Virginia. All right. I want to tell you about FanDuel Sportsbook. We got a lot of fun games tonight. Of course, last night they gave you a winner. They gave you money, basically, if you were a first-timer with the touchdown passes from Justin Herbert. No one does football like FanDuel Sportsbook. All season long, FanDuel is bringing exclusive offers for the best games on the weekly slate. This Sunday, it's something you won't want to miss. Right now, new users can bet $10 to win $150 on either the Chiefs or the Saints. You heard that right. You can bet $10 to win $150 on either team. And with FanDuel Sportsbook, incredible odds promotions like that are just the beginning. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique, fun bet types like same-game parlays, exclusive, always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts, which is my favorite thing, or on all the biggest events, and bet insurance to let you get more action out of every game day. So if you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, it's time to get off the sidelines and try it. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today. Use promo code GASMAN to make your first deposit to claim your exclusive odds boost. Bet $10 to win $150 on either team to win the heavyweight matchup between the Chiefs and the Saints. Again, that's promo code GASMAN. Must be 21 or older, present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. Memphis Tigers football coach Ryan Silverfield updating everybody on what's going on as they head towards the bowl game next Wednesday. We'll give you that information. And one final thing to wrap up the day and the week when we return. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 98.5 FM.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacy and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Spend the holidays at home this year with a little help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure has so many spas on order. Now's your time to really save big. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, arcades, massage chairs, and a whole lot more. Buy a pool now and save the 2021 price increase. Plus, you'll get early installation scheduling. The Holidays at Home sale happening now at Family Leisure, Whidden Road at I-40, where family and fun come together for the holidays.
At Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and they are offering the Golden Opportunity December to Remember sales event.
Thanks, Stats. December to Remember is our biggest sales event of the year. We've got great deals on leases, special financing, 0% interest on 2020s and 2021s. Come see us at Lexus of Memphis.
Thank you, Brian, and happy holidays to all and Merry Christmas, and we look so forward to 2021 and this year to forget 2020, but we look forward to 2021 at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays. This hour is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quincy White Station. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Middle of the road.
Interesting story from Mark Giannotto at the Commercial Appeal about the Memphis Athletic Department and forecasting a $10 million deficit during this fiscal year and this school year that they've now were authorized by the Auxiliary Services Foundation to take out a commercial bank loan of up to $12 million from Tennessee-based First Bank to help deal with the financial problems caused by COVID-19. The loan's term cannot exceed 7 years. It'll be repaid via unrestricted donor contributions. The loan, according to Memphis, will primarily be used to pay for scholarships, the athletics department's day-to-day operations, and their staff. It's bad all over. It is bad all over.
It is a struggle. There's no doubt about that. Time now for one final thing.
Before Greg and Eli get out of here for the day, they each have one final thing they think you should know to make it through the rest of your day. So here are Greg and Eli with one final thing.
Speaking of the Memphis Tigers, getting ready for a bowl game next Wednesday, Montgomery Bowl against Florida Atlantic. Ryan Silverfield today, meeting the media via Zoom, says he tried to get a pulse on the team, whether they wanted to play in a bowl game or not. Another school, by the way, has just opted out of playing in a bowl game, Utah. He said when they found out the bowl was before Christmas, he thinks it helped because it doesn't extend the season much. He talked to senior leadership, too, and they said, yeah, let's do this. We're hungry. We want to get a win. He also said Sean Dykes is day-to-day with his injury. He'll travel with the team. Does expect them to be able to play in the bowl game. Calvin Austin is absolutely good to go. He got banged up at the end of the game against Houston. Silverfield said Florida Atlantic, this will be one of the best defenses we've seen all year long. And he said about the players returning for next season. Again, nobody loses their year of eligibility. He said he's been talking with all of them. Many may try to see where they fit in the NFL draft and then make a decision in January. So I don't know if that means that the invitations are going to be out there to all those guys. I can't imagine they would be.
No, I don't. He made that pretty clear
with us.
Concerned. So the NBA did their annual GM survey. Some interesting things as far as here locally on the who will win Rookie of the Year this year. The GMs have LaMelo Ball, 39%. James Wiseman, number 2 on their list. He got 29% of the vote for who will win Rookie of the Year. But on the question of which rookie will be the best player in 5 years, James Wiseman got 36% of the vote to finish first in that one, with LaMelo Ball finishing second and Anthony Edwards finishing third. Also, they asked the question, which team has the most promising young core? The Pelicans were in first with 41% of the vote. The Grizzlies second at 22% of the vote for the most promising young core in the league. That according to the league's general managers.
You like to hear that. You love to hear that. There are some teams that have some good young players. Like, for example, Phoenix does, but then the core with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton now has a veteran leader in Chris Paul. So when you're talking about just strictly young players, Memphis is just loaded up and down with young players.
Which team will win the NBA Finals? 81% say the Lakers.
I would agree. Right now, I would say I think there's a great chance they repeat. I just don't know about playoff Paul George combining with a guy who has been great for the most part in the postseason, Kawhi Leonard. I just think the Clippers are missing something there. I think they should have went out and got Rondo, to be honest with you, who ended up going to Atlanta. Big thanks to Joe Mullinax, Zoe Goodson, and Matt Dillon for joining us on the program today. A shout-out to all you folks out there who listen to our show daily. We really appreciate it. And even though some of you may not be able to listen to it daily, that you've been listeners over the course of the 15-plus years we have done Sports 56 Midday. So thank you for that. Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. It is coming up next, so stay tuned for 2 hours of fun. For Eli Savoy and Gabe Kuhn, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Like it or not, best